Gallagher show. I like to keep my references current. Anyone here who's under 30? Gallagher was an act back in the 1900s. You probably played this fair back then, too.
Probably.
Anyway, my sweet mother is here tonight. She flew up from Texas to be here. Because she's a round barn enthusiast. No, my future in-laws, who were just a few rows back, are throwing a shower for my beautiful fiance here in a couple days. Yeah. And so my mom came up for that. And she texted me, you know, she flew into Mosinee. And, you know, but first she flew from Houston to Minneapolis. And she texted me as she was sitting on that flight and was like, this is a small plane. And I said, you have no idea what a small plane is. Wait till your next one. And, well, really, what she said, I'm going to qualify this. She's going to say, she didn't mean overweight. She said, this is a small plane with large people on it.
So PC.
She just meant large. You guys are corn-fed farm folk. You're just large people. Trust me, that's all she meant. We're from Texas. We know what the other kind of large people are. I thought we fried stuff down there, though. You guys are really on top of the fried foods up here. That same lady, she's very welcoming.
I just wish it had been, hello, Wisconsin. Nobody? Man, I feel so alone right now.
And that's why this isn't story time with Austin.
Clearly. We're working on it, though.
Anyway, so then my mother got the next flight and was like, oh my gosh. Which is how my mother curses. And she said, smaller plane, larger folks. And apparently the pilot agreed with her because he said, folks, we're a little bit overweight here on the plane. We're gonna have to sit on the tarmac and just burn fuel for a while. My mother's not a great flyer to begin with. She's in a full panic at this point. But she made it in time for the Central Wisconsin State Fair, folks. So give it up for my mom. She's over there with my fiance helping sell our merchandise. And she'll be happy to know that that's where the stories about her end this evening. Now we're gonna move on to my fiance. She's not gonna be happy. She, as I mentioned, she's from here, and she doesn't think she has an accent. The fact that not enough of you are laughing means that you don't think you have one either. I don't even know how I'm going to tell this story because I'm going to quote her in a second and they're not going to understand what's funny about how she said this.
We'll laugh at least.
There's some out-of-towners. So this one's for you folks. On the last tour, Rob actually broke his toe. There it is. And I called my fiance and I said, hey, I don't know, if you're trying to get a hold of me in the next hour, I'm going to be at the emergency room with Rob. He just broke his toe. To which she replied, oh, there's not much they can do for toes.
I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's me.
That is not an exaggeration. And I'll stop the stories about her right now. There's still a wedding plan. Let's just talk about Marshfield for a moment. First of all, thank you for this amazing weather. We're kind of wrapping up our summer fair season right now, and this is the first time we've had nice weather for an outdoor show. We were out in Northern California last month, I guess it was. If you ever have a chance to go to Northern California this time of year, pass. Triple digits, not kidding. So thank you so much. This is amazing, and this is also just my favorite time of night during an outdoor home free show, because everything's dark except us, and that's when the bugs show up. And the reason it makes me so happy is that I don't mind the bugs, but Adam Rupp really does. So if I were you, I'd just watch him the rest of the show.
It'll be worth it.
You probably get to see him have an episode. Anyway, but what I really want to talk about here tonight in Marshfield, it's a special place. It's a very special place. If for no other reason, the fact that I can just rattle off the phrase, nuts deep.
I really do love y'all.
See, this lady doesn't bat an eye. She still just takes her picture. Yeah, he's talking about nuts. Yeah, it's good burgers. 90% of you maybe chuckled at that. 10% of you are appalled that I just said that. At least you're taken aback a bit, because you're not from here and you don't realize that there's a restaurant. Okay, a bar that serves food. Do we really need to make that distinction in Wisconsin?
Semantics, come on.
And it's called Nuts Deep, and it's been around long enough that it's just woven into the fabric of Marshfield, and they can just say nuts deep. In normal conversation, no one snickers, there's no elbowing going on. They just say it and get on with their lives. And I reacted the way you 10% reacted the first time I heard it out of the mouth of a teenage girl.
Oh! I'm appalled and I wasn't there.
And that teenage girl is my future sister-in-law. And we were at the dinner table in my future in-law's house. It was one of my first times here, and I'm zoning out a little bit. I kind of got a food coma going on, but I kind of snapped too when I heard this young lady say, nuts deep.
She just said it from nowhere too, just like that.
No, she had a good reason to say it. But I didn't catch that part. I just caught those two words, and I was like... And then I started looking around the table, nothing. From anyone. I was like, why is she not getting grounded right now? And now I know why. So, she's here tonight with my family. She's sitting next to her boyfriend, and he's very red. Listen, you two, save room for Jesus, okay?
He's really red now. And it's not that bright, and we can see that.
I couldn't tell at first, but he's really red now.
I don't really have a closing to this story, but what do you say? Should we all head down to Nuts after the show?
Yeah, let's do